Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I have my lace all ready to go. And what I need to do is show you Kristen's sketch that I am going to be using this for. So I am totally late for her sketch. Now, this is what she made. This is by Kristen, who is scrapping on a fly. So she has this awesome sketch with these vertical stripes. So you can see my vertical stripes are in color through the lace. So that is what I'm going to do. So that was the inspiration behind the color of the lace, was the vertical stripes of color. So I have my miss out just in case I need more. Beyond this, I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing. We're gonna figure that out. So let's see what I can do. All right, guys, so I have a bunch of products that I have pulled out here, and I have my lace over top of some white cardstock so you can really see it, and I love the way it looks. Now, in Kristen's sketch, she has kind of a background on top of a background, and I am going to represent that with my white cardstock. So I'm tearing the edges. I toyed with the idea of embossing the edges with gold embossing powder because there is very little gold left on the lace. Like, if you guys remember, I sprayed gold over top of it, but the gold didn't really stick. Like, it wasn't a heck yeah, man, we're keeping gold on this layout. So it's not something I really felt was needed with regards to gold on the edges. So if you think I missed out on something great, I might have, I don't know, but right now I'm fine with not having the gold. And I'm sorry if you guys hear any noises during this voiceover, but I do have my window open in my scrap room because it is beautiful out, and yeah, needed to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and trim down the lace. Now I'm using these scissors. I picked up these scissors on clearance at work. I think they were like 47 cents or something stupidly ridiculous, and then I got, you know, my discount on top of that. They don't cut well. They're not great scissors. They're really pretty scissors because they've got purple all over them, but they're not great cutting scissors, and I figure that out when I cut the lace, and I also figure that out when I try to cut some basically thick thread. Like, it isn't great, okay? We're just gonna be straight up honest with that. It is not great. Now, I decided that I needed a horizontal element on this layout. There really isn't any horizontal elements in Kristen's sketch, but I decided that I needed it on my life because I had to cover up my join where my lace meets together. So I do take this 49 and Market lace die cut and place it over it. It ends up being covered up a lot, so you don't see a heck of a lot of it. So I don't think it's really distracting in any way, but it does ultimately cover up that lace join, which was the goal. And it is in the same kind of color family, like it's pinky, so it's definitely going to fit the bill. So in Kristen's sketch, you can definitely see that there are defined vertical elements, right? Mine aren't going to be so defined because I have that spray over top of my lace, but I hope that it's a good enough nod to it that it works. Now, I am also scrapbooking ephemera, like real life live ephemera, not ephemera you buy in a die cut package. This is a pamphlet from the Gingerbread Factory and my coffee cup holder, the little collar thing from the Gingerbread Factory as well. And it is from this little store in Leavenworth, Washington. And I loved going to Leavenworth. I want to go back again. I thought it was amazing. And since I don't have 3 photos, which are represented in the sketch, I'm going to have 3 elements that kind of follow that diagonal line. I have my pamphlet, the little gingerbread factory pamphlet, I have my coffee cup holder, and then I'm going to use this tag as the third one. And as you can see, I struggled cutting off with those proper scissors, but I was determined to use them because they were pretty, you know, and sometimes you just want to use the pretty things. Now, I'm really excited. This layout is also going to feature some really fun products from MK's shop, which is Some Assemblage Required. So make sure you check that out. It is someassemblagerequired.com. Her stuff is amazing. She does amazing things with acrylic and wood veneer, and it's just a super fun time. So I'm using two different acrylics here. One is an acrylic word that says caffeine, and that came in a package of multiple acrylic words. And I'm also using this coffee themed acrylic package, which I am stupid excited about, you guys. If you don't know, I love myself some coffee, iced coffee, hot coffee, blended coffee, frozen coffee. It doesn't matter. I just love coffee. Okay. Do I have the palate for coffee where I can discern, oh, these are these kind of beans and oh, this is this kind of bean? No, I don't. My palate is not that refined. I'm sure I could get there if I wanted to, because I can taste the difference in wine now. Like, I have my palate starting to discern. But with coffee, I'm not worried about that, honestly. Like, whatever. Coffee just tastes like coffee. Which I probably offended a whole bunch of people, and I'm so sorry if I did. But anyway, I love coffee, and I love these acrylic pieces from MK Shop. So it's got some banners. One says coffee, one says I love coffee, one says coffee time, I think. There's also coffee beans, there's coffee cups, there's hearts, of course, because, you know, if you're scrapbooking about coffee, then you're either a coffee lover or a coffee hater, right? Like, that's, you can't be ambivalent if you're scrapbooking about coffee. And the reason why I say coffee haters, because you can always scrapbook something you don't like. Nobody says you have to scrapbook the things that you only like, right? So yeah. So now she also has little coffee pots on there too. I neglected to mention. And just a fun fact for you, you know those little Real Technique sponges that you can pick up at like Target? They're makeup sponges, and I got one and I thought I would use it in my scrapbooking for something. But honestly, I sit here and play with it. I just squeeze it when I'm thinking about what to do. I'm squeezing it right now and playing with it while I'm doing this voiceover on the layout. It's just fun. So I don't know if I'm actually going to use it in my scrapbooking. I think I might just keep it as it's almost like a stress ball, right? It's just fun to play with. So anyway, I pulled in these Prima stickers. These are circular stickers. They have pink and rose gold on them, so I figured that they would be a good color match. Plus, in Kristen's sketch, she has these circular or partial circular elements around the outside of the sketch. So I figured that I would give a nod to those circles by using circles as well. And of course, I am using my hot glue gun because, hello, it's hot glue and amazing. And I hot glued the coffee cozy together so that it would kind of stay closed and not pop up. I'm also using just a part of a page protector to hold in that pamphlet because I want to be able to pull out the pamphlet and look at it. You might be thinking that's so dumb. Nobody pulls out your pamphlet and looks at it. But honestly, guys, when I am going through my scrapbooks and having like memory time, you know, going down memory lane, I pull out the pamphlets. So anytime I can make it a pocket situation, I'm going to do that because I like looking at the pamphlets and reading them. So there is that. So now I am going to use this thread. I'm going to tie a couple little bow ties. I did struggle with the bow ties on this thread because the thread is kind of twisted, but not exactly twisted. So it was giving me a little bit of a fit, which is a pain in the butt. But ultimately I get the little bow ties done. I do a dollop of glue, of hot glue in the little tag hole for these little tag banner things and push my hand-tied bow in there, and then it just looks great. So I've got this cluster over on the left-hand side, I've got this cluster up in the upper right-hand side, and I've got some circle down here with the tag, and I'm also going to add a little bit more of circular embellishments there because I really am trying to give a nod to the sketch. Now, I love me a good sketch, you guys. I love sketches because they are a great inspiration. I love sketches because they are easy to use when you don't want to think. I love sketches because they can spark inspiration for something. Now, this is also very rainbow, so, you know, it could have sparked something rainbowy for you. And this sketch actually sparked me using sprays over top of my lace, which you might look at that and go, I have no idea how your brain thought about that. But, you know, when you look at a sketch, your brain just starts firing and things like that happen. And let me tell you guys, the question yesterday was, will it work? And you bet your sweet pippy it worked, okay? You bet your sweet pippy. I love this layout. I love how it turned out. I'm super excited to be able to use a layout that Kristen created. I'm just gutted that I did not realize that her YouTube milestone hop was going on when it did. I just have not been following social media as closely as I used to. And that's just because of, you know, time and life. And sometimes I can go hard on social media and sometimes I don't. And this is one of those don't times. And I think that it's important to be able to talk about that and be honest about that and realize that sometimes it is more important to make the memories and do the things and spend time with the people than it is to post about the creations that you have made. And you got to find your balance, right? And in case you didn't realize this about me, I'm a little bit of an extremist. So I'm either like all in or I back way off. Usually, that's usually how my it's usually how my personality works. But you know, there's always room to grow and to find balance in your life with the things that are important to you. So yeah, I think I'm going to get off my soapbox about that right now and then get back to talking about the layout. So I am using my hot glue to put down my acrylic pieces. I've used the coffee cups, I've used a couple hearts, the banners, and that caffeine word. So it says caffeine love. And then I'm actually going to journal. Can you believe it? I'm actually going to journal. So I pull out a brown Arteza fine liner marker, and they're super easy to grab now because they're in my little marker organizations. I don't have to pull out the tin and pick up a layer of it. They're super easy to grab, so I can totally see myself using them more. And I'm just journaling about the coffee and how strong it was. They made some killer strong coffees and it was delicious. So I'm going to put that down. I'm also going to write down the place, Leavenworth, Washington. I always want to say California. It's still ingrained in my head. So Leavenworth, Washington, and the date, which was May 2023. Yes, I'm scrapbooking some 2023 things when I'm not even done 2020, I think, or 2021, but whatever. I'm having fun, and that's what matters. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video.